What is going on, community? It is TJ, aka Flash by Night, and today we are not keeping up with one, but we are keeping up with two comics. That's right, it's a TJ combo. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because today we are going to start keeping up with Second Chances, issue number 1 by Ricky Mamone and Max Bertolini. I think I got that right this time. So this book, Second Chances number 1, was really fun. I had to read it a couple of times to make sure I wasn't off, because it kind of veers off a couple of times, kind of changes the narrative on you. But it's really showing you one main story, kind of digging into his past a little bit, showing you the direction of his business, and then getting back to the story. That's really what they do in this story. It kind of looks complicated, feels complicated, but I kind of caught on to what they were doing. So we have this character who just right now goes by LeBlanc. And LeBlanc's job, his business, is to basically, if you have the right amount of money, if you have the right circumstances, and you have messed up in life, or life has messed you up, either way around, he can get you a second chance. He can get you started over, new identity, little pocket money, take care of people you may have to leave behind, because you will have to leave people behind to start over. And that's kind of his aim. But the story surrounds a friend of his, or an old friend of his, named Paul, who he hadn't seen in a long time, but he got the phone call from, and Paul is in trouble, and it kind of shows that Paul is in trouble. It doesn't say why just yet, but there are some, I don't think these are creatures. I think these are just people in masks. But they're kind of chasing Paul down. I don't know what Paul did, but Paul is on their bad side. We also follow his daughter, Emma, in this story. And this character named, I think she's named Mrs. Nobody, which is really, really funny. And the story basically revolves around him taking this phone call from Paul to kind of bail him out of whatever situation he is in. And things go really far awry. There's also a demon somewhere in this book, but he doesn't seem too shocked to see this demon. So apparently there are supernatural things that has happened in his life. But Second Chances number 1 was pretty fun. It's black and white all the way through, but it kind of gives me that Sin City vibe almost. And then whenever I read LeBlanc's talking, or his thought bubbles, I kind of read it like this, because this is how I think you should sound when you're in one of these black and white shows and you smoke cigarettes while you tell your life story. That's kind of what I feel from LeBlanc, but we'll see what happens. Apparently LeBlanc and this Mrs. Nobody character have a history. We don't get too much of that history here, or actually almost any of that history. So we're going to have to see on down the road. I'm going to definitely give Second Chances a second chance with issue number 2, and I believe maybe 3. I think 3 is where they really might get into LeBlanc and Mrs. Nobody's backstory, and we might see where this story really wants to go. But Second Chances number 1 from Image Comics, pretty good. I'll give it a second chance, as I said before. Hope you'll check it out. So the second book I have is a book that I think everyone knows and loves. I think I'm the last person on this train. All the hot, good food has been eaten. All the drinks are gone, but I'm still on the train for Nice House on the Lake, issue number 1, by James Tynion IV, or Tynion IV. And even the artist, Martinez Bueno, even the artist's last name means good. You know what I'm saying? So, Nice House on the Lake most people know, but it's about a guy named Walter who basically invites 12 people that may loosely know each other, that all know Walter or have encountered Walter, out to this beach house or lake house. Nice house on the lake, not the beach, but out to this lake house. And they don't know what they're there for. They're kind of there, some of them meet up with each other. They're really shocked that they're at this $1 million lake house. They think that whoever this person is has to be rich to be out of this house. But they don't know the purpose of coming out here, except that the person who wrote them wants to see them, haven't seen them in a long time, wants to meet up, wants to have vacation. And halfway through the book, we find out that is not the case, that things are going on. And basically the twist is that Armageddon has come to the world, or at least to the world that our characters know. I am not sure how far this goes, how far this reaches, but that's kind of the crux of the book, is that they're invited out to this lake house to avoid what's going on in the real world. Don't we all want to get invited to a lake house to avoid what's going on in the real world? But that's what happens to them. They're not too happy. And then we find out more things about Walter. And this picture on the second print, or actually I think it's the B cover. This picture on the B cover makes a whole lot more sense as we round the end of this book. But it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I think the one drawback for me is that I'm not a big team book guy, and I'm apprehensive about keeping up with all 12 of these people throughout the book. So hopefully there'll be more one-on-ones, two-on-twos going forward, because keeping up with 12 people in issue number 1 was a little bit of a task for me. I'm gonna have to go back and read it like 1 or 2 more times to really catch up on the relationship between some of the people in the group of 12. I will say that out of everybody, I think I enjoy the reporter most. He is dying to know why they're out there, what kind of place this is. He's trying to look it up on Zillow, and he can't get any answers, and he's straightforward. He likes facts, and these facts aren't coming to him readily, and he's kind of uncomfortable with that. And also, he knows people's faces but forgets their names, and that is 100% me. So if you ever see me and I know your face, I don't know your name, I'm sorry. That's just me. I am the reporter. But nice house on the lake, good issue. I've got issues 2 and 3, so I'm going to check those out. I may check 4 out. I think 4 comes out pretty soon. And we'll see how long I stay on this book. Like I said, if they focus on 1 or 2 characters at a time, I may be able to hang. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good because it's a James Tynion book. But we'll see kind of where they hit some of my personal preferences or my personal reader shortcomings. But yeah, if you're one of the 5 people in the United States that have not checked out Nice House on the Lake, go ahead and get on it. So that was Keeping Up with the Comics. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you saw something you liked. I hope you'll give both of my books a second chance. See what I did there? If you did enjoy yourself, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and always feel free to leave comments. And as we always do it this time, love yourself, love others, and I will be back in a flash.